Give it up for Doc Farrow!
First of all, you don't know, if nobody knows, the reason they call me Doc is because I was a corpsman in the United States Navy for 6.5 years. And I found out that after 2 tours in Iraq with the Marines and being out for 20 years, I still can't find Iraq on a map. I don't care. I'm not going back. If I wanted to be reminded of my military service, I'd go to Phoenix. It's hot, there's nothing to do but fight, and they don't celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday either. It's funny, when I went to Corps school, they teach me how to heal people, how to save lives, how to start IVs, how to suture up people. Sir, I can crack your chest open right now and massage your heart back to life. And I'm pretty sure one of you is going to need it for the bachelor party. And then you go to the Marine Corps side and they teach you how to kill everything. So what that means is if you're prone to road rage and you attack me, well, I'm going to shoot you. But don't worry, I keep a first aid kit in some box. Hello Kitty Band-Aids inside the glove box. I went to Iraq twice, and I would have kept going back. I went, and I wear this hat because I went. I wear this hat because I'm very proud of my military service. I went to some desert with no strip clubs to go fight. To go fight for democracy, which is French for oil. But that's not the main reason I wear the hat. I wear the hat because it makes racists think twice. So they see me first, and then they see the hat, and the response is always the same. Thank you for your service. I was in Kansas, and that was my fault. And I was eating barbecue, and I'm in the back of a restaurant. And these 3 guys balled their fists up. They came at me huffing and puffing. Their face and necks were red because they were rednecks. And he said, "Thank you for your service." And they walked past me, but it was the back of the restaurant, so they were stuck here. And you could see them thinking, they were like, "Oh, well, we messed this up, didn't we?" Is he still there? Don't look, don't look. Thank you for your service. But I like that. I don't like to fight. I'm not a very confrontational person. It's mostly because my body doesn't work like it did in my 20s. And it's almost impossible for me to beat you down and run from the cops in the same month. Last time I checked, the LAPD does not give black men head starts. Thank you, O.J. Simpson. So I have a tendency to get real sarcastic when I'm, confronted with something very tense. So I get sarcastic, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This guy bumped into me while I was in Maryland. That's where I'm from. And he bumps into me, and he says, "Watch where you're going, bitch." And I was, I beg your pardon. And my first thought was, wow, that's a disproportionate response to this particular situation. So I looked at the guy and I said, "Hey man, that's a disproportionate response to this particular situation." So he said, oh yeah? Well, your mom was a bitch. I went, "How do you know my mom?" So he steps back and says, "What do you want to do?" And this is the perfect place. It's called the cycle of indecisiveness. Somebody who doesn't want to fight, one person says, "What do you want to do?" And then the other person says, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" The first person says, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" And it just keeps going in a cycle. So in order to break this cycle, he said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Let's go to Disneyland." When I reached down and grabbed his hand and started skipping down the street, that's when he finally loosened up. 18-hour drive and 2 hours waiting in line, and we're getting off the teacups, right? He's like, "What do you want to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" I made a friend. I almost got in a fight once that I really wanted to get to. I was in Utah, Sometimes you got to drive through Utah to get to a better state. I go into a gas station in Utah. Evidently, I'm the 5th black person to ever go into this gas station. They took my picture and hung it under the number 5. Karl Malone is still number 1. And when I tell you that everything that happened after that was like a movie, it was like a Western. This guy walks in and he's wearing a Confederate flag shirt. Now look, you want to argue private prejudice? Fine, but you can't do that when you got a swastika on the side of your neck. And you're in Utah. He walks in, we turn around and lock eyes and everything turned into a Western. A cool breeze blew through the back. I saw tumbleweed roll right behind me. Some lady with a long dress and a bonnet walked in, grabbed a small child, covered his eyes, and then just ran out. Clint Eastwood standing out the door just went, okay, here we go. Let's do this. I'm not even going to mess around. I said, what do you want to do? He says, I don't know. What do you want to do? I said, I don't know. What do you want to do? He says, I don't know. What do you want? Thank you for your service. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much.